Good morning, church. I'm Dave, and this is Monday Morning Musings for the 30th of May. And today I want you to revisit with me a familiar Old Testament Bible story. A story I'm sure you first heard at a very young age, but a story which might look a little different to you now that you're all grown up. It's the story of a faith, an immense faith, a faith so complete and so confident that it almost defies belief. It begins with Abraham, often referred to as the father of faith. Abraham, who is revered as the founder of three of the world's major religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Scripture says that Abraham believed God. Now we read that, and I think we fail to fully comprehend the depth of that statement. Abraham believed God. What God said, Abraham accepted and trusted and built his life on. Everything, all of it. Abraham was told by God that he would have a son, and that through that son, Abraham would become the father of an entire nation. Abraham believed that with his whole being. There was no doubt in his mind that what God said was going to happen was going to happen. And then God told Abraham to take his son, Isaac, to a mountain in the wilderness and offer him as a sacrifice, a burnt offering. And Abraham accepted that command. He prepared for the journey, and then he and Isaac and two servants went out to the mountain that God had chosen for the sacrifice. When they arrived, Abraham said to the two servants, "Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go over there to worship. Then we'll come back to you. Then we'll come back to you." When I was a child and I heard that part of the story, I assumed that Abraham was lying to the servants, trying to keep his true plan a secret. That the talk of coming back together was just a cover story to keep Isaac from getting suspicious. It wasn't. It wasn't that at all. You see, I didn't understand the immensity of Abraham's faith. Abraham trusted that God was able to do the impossible, that God would be able to overcome the irreconcilable. Abraham knew two things. One, that he was going to sacrifice Isaac on an altar in obedience to God's command. And two, that somehow God was still going to grow a nation out of Isaac's descendants. Abraham didn't know how both of these things could be true. He didn't know how God could manage to take Isaac's life and still give him children. He didn't know how he and Isaac would be coming back together from the mountain, but he knew that they would. He trusted that God would make a way where there was no way. Abraham believed God even when God seemed to contradict himself. That's faith. That's a faith that God could use, a faith that could stand through the ages as an example of what it means to fully trust God. And it's an interesting benchmark for our own faith. Can we trust like that? Do we believe God always, completely, no matter what? I wonder. God bless you all.